The chamber is open and full of whispers.
Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube. All on our Patreon. Sirius Black materializes in the front garden with a crack of apparition. His breath comes in ragged gasps, wand drawn. Eyes wild, the moment his boots touch the ground, he feels it. A sensation like spider webs tearing across his chest. The Fidelius charm. Collapsing. Peter betrayed them. The cottage stands before him, warm light glowing in the windows, peaceful, normal, a lie. Sirius runs for the door, doesn't knock, blasts it open with a wordless bombarda. Inside, James Potter stands in the entrance hall. His wand is already in his hand. His face is pale but set, determined. "He's here," Sirius says. "I know." James's voice is steady. "I sent Lily and the babies upstairs. The wards are falling, I can feel them. They don't need to discuss tactics. 20 years of friendship, illegal animagus transformations together, fighting Death Eaters side by side. They move as one unit." Sirius shifts left, James shifts right, creating a pincer formation in the narrow hallway. When he comes through, James starts. The front door explodes. Wood splinters. The concussive force would kill a normal man, but Lord Voldemort walks through the debris like it doesn't exist. His red eyes gleam in the darkness. His robes billow without wind. "Potter," Voldemort hisses. His voice is high, cold. "Step aside. I have no quarrel with you tonight. Only the child." James's response is a reductor curse aimed at Voldemort's chest. Purple light streaks through the air. Sirius follows immediately. Bombarda at the floor beneath Voldemort's feet. Coordinated, practiced. The synchronized assault that made them legends in the war. Voldemort deflects James's curse with a lazy wave of his U-wand. The spell ricochets into the wall, blowing a hole in the plaster. But he has to sidestep Sirius's blast. The floor erupts in shattered wood and stone. For the first time in years, Voldemort is forced to move defensively. "Foolish," Voldemort says. But there's something in his tone. Not fear, but acknowledgement. These two are dangerous. The duel is vicious. Brutal. Short. James transfigures the coat rack into a serpent. It lunges at Voldemort. The Dark Lord blasts it to ash but has to split his attention. Sirius uses the opening. Expulso at the chandelier. It crashes down. Voldemort deflects it, but barely. They're not trying to win. They can't win. Voldemort is the most powerful dark wizard in a century, but they can delay him. Every second is another second for Lily to... There's no escape. The wards are down. Peter told him the location. Voldemort's patience runs out. Enough. He casts 2 killing curses simultaneously. Green light fills the hallway. James dives left, Sirius right. The curses miss by inches, blow holes in the wall behind them, but Voldemort is already moving forward, up the stairs, toward the nursery. James tries to follow. Voldemort doesn't even look back. A casual stupefy drops him. James crumples. Sirius screams, transforms mid-run. The massive black dog leaps at Voldemort's back. Another stupefy. Padfoot falls mid-leap, crashes into the stairs. Transforms back, unconscious. Voldemort steps over their bodies. "Brave," he murmurs. "Foolish, but brave." 8:49 p.m., the nursery. Lily Potter stands between the crib and the door. Her wand lies on the floor. Voldemort disarmed her the moment he entered, but she doesn't move. In the crib behind her, 2 babies, Harry James Potter, 15 months old, green eyes wide, and Hermione Jean Potter, 21 months old. Adopted, blood bonded. Loved as fiercely as any birth child, both children are crying. They sense the danger. Lily's left hand is bleeding, a small cut on her thumb. She made it with the knife she keeps for cutting baby food. The blood drips onto the crib's edge. She's whispering, words in a language older than wands, older than the ministry, older than Hogwarts itself. By blood given freely, by love unbounded, by the choice of sacrifice, I ward these children. Let no curse, no blade, no dark intent touch them while my love remains. The air shimmers gold, faint but present. Voldemort sees it, his eyes narrow. Ancient magic. Your mother taught you well, Mudblood. Lily flinches at the slur, but doesn't move. Please, not the children, take me, kill me, but leave them. Stand aside, foolish girl. I give you this one chance. Never. Voldemort raises his wand. No hesitation, no mercy. Avada Kedavra. The green light hits Lily Potter in the chest. Her eyes widen. She falls, dead before she hits the floor. Voldemort steps over her body, looks down at the crib. Two babies stare up at him. The girl has stopped crying. The boy's eyes, green like his mother's, meet Voldemort's red gaze without fear. Curious. You, Voldemort says to Harry, the prophecy speaks of you. Born as the 7th month dies, born to those who thrice defied me, marked as my equal. He raises his wand. But you are not my equal. You are an infant, and I am eternal. Avada Kedavra. The curse shoots toward Harry Potter. Green light, unstoppable, unblockable. It hits the golden shimmer of Lily's protection, and rebounds. The explosion is catastrophic. The curse slams back into Voldemort. His body convulses. Screams, a sound beyond human, beyond mortal, rips from his throat. His body dissolves. Literally dissolves. Flesh turns to smoke, bones to ash. The robes collapse empty. A shadow, formless, shrieking, tears through the roof and vanishes into the night. Gone. In the crib, Harry James Potter has a bleeding cut on his forehead. Lightning bolt shaped. The skin is already scarring over. Angry red. Hermione Jean Potter has a mark on her left wrist. Silvery, faint. It glows gold for a moment, then fades to a pale scar. Both children are screaming now. Terrified, but alive. 8:52 p.m. The aftermath. James wakes to someone shaking him. His head pounds, his vision swims. Prongs, James, wake up. Sirius, his best friend's face hovers above him. Blood on his temple. Eyes, desperate. Lily. James tries to stand. The world tilts. Upstairs, we need to go. Now. They stumble up the stairs. The nursery door is blown off its hinges. Part of the roof has collapsed. Plaster and debris everywhere. And in the middle of the room, Lily. James makes a sound. Not a word. Just a broken noise from deep in his chest. He falls to his knees beside her, touches her face, still warm, but no breath, no pulse, no life. No, 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 no. Lily, please. Sirius grabs his shoulder, hard. James, the children. James looks up. Through tears he sees the crib. Both babies are crying, reaching for him. Alive. He stands, legs shaking, crosses to the crib, picks up Harry with one arm, Hermione with the other. Harry's forehead is bleeding, a lightning bolt scar. Hermione's wrist has a silvery mark, like an echo of Harry's scar. What happened? James's voice is hoarse. Voldemort tried to kill them. The curse rebounded. He's gone. Destroyed. Sirius's voice is flat, shocked. Your wife saved them, Prongs. Lily saved them. James holds the children tighter. They're warm, alive, crying but whole. Lily is dead. The house is destroyed. Voldemort is gone. We need to leave, Sirius says. Now. Dumbledore will be here soon. The Ministry. If they take the kids, they'll separate them. James's voice hardens. Harry to Petunia. Hermione to where? An orphanage. Not happening. A decision passes between them without words. The Manor, James says. Potter Manor. The old wards I can key myself as secret keeper. Older than Hogwarts. He won't break them. Sirius nods. Then, Peter. We need to deal with Peter first. James looks down at Lily's body one more time, memorizes her face. He'll grieve later. When the children are safe, let's go. 9:15 p.m. The Pettigrew hunt. Peter Pettigrew's hands shake as he stuffs clothes into a bag. His mother's house. Small. Cramped. Smells like cabbage. He has to run. Now, before they realize. Before, the front door explodes. Peter screams, drops the bag. James Potter stands in the doorway. Blood on his robes, cuts on his face, eyes burning with cold fury. Sirius Black beside him. Face like death itself. Hello, Wormtail, Sirius says softly. Peter backs away. Prongs, Padfoot. I can explain. Don't. James's voice is quiet, dangerous. Don't you dare try to explain. Voldemort, he would have killed me. I had no choice. She chose to die rather than step aside. You chose to betray us. James raises his wand. You don't get to use those names anymore. Prongs and Padfoot died tonight. We're just James and Sirius now. And you're the traitor who murdered my wife. Peter pulls his wand, tries to cast. Sirius transforms. Mid-motion, the massive black dog slams into Peter, knocks him down, pins him with paws on his chest. Peter tries to transform into a rat. Can't. The terror is too overwhelming. James approaches. His wand is steady, incarcerous. Ropes spring from thin air, wind around Peter, silver white, glowing. They tighten until Peter gasps. These ropes are woven from intent, James says. Rage, grief, love for my children. They won't break, they won't burn. They won't release you until I will it. Please, Peter sobs. Did Lily beg? When Voldemort gave her the chance to step aside, did she beg for her life? James's voice cracks. She begged for her children, and you gave Voldemort the secret that let him reach them. Sirius transforms back, breathing hard. We need the memory proof. James nods. He places his wand at Peter's temple. Pensive extraction. Every memory of your betrayal. Every conversation with Voldemort. Every lie you told us. No, please. Prior incantato. Peter's wand, lying on the floor, glows. Images rise from it. Ghostly. Recent spells. A memory charm. Cast on a ministry official. The killing curse. Peter practiced it once, twice, getting ready. And before that, a conversation. Peter's voice, the Potters are at Godric's Hollow. James is secret keeper, but I know the exact coordinates. The image shows Voldemort, listening, smiling. Proof. James bottles the memory in a crystal vial, seals it with wax. We're leaving you here for the Aurors, Sirius says, with a note, with the evidence. They'll send me to Azkaban. Good. James's voice is ice. Pray we never see you again, Peter, because if we do, these ropes will be the kindest thing I do to you. They leave him there, bound, crying, surrounded by evidence of his betrayal. Outside, James slumps against the wall. The adrenaline is fading, the grief is rising. Sirius catches him before he falls. Hold on, Prongs. Just a little longer, we get the kids to safety, then you can break. But not yet. Straightens. He has 2 children depending on him. Lily's children. He'll grieve later. October 31st, 1981, 11:30 p.m. Potter Manor appears from the darkness like something from a fairy tale. Gothic architecture. Tall spires, ivy-covered walls. It sits on a hill in the West Country, surrounded by ancient oak trees. James hasn't been here in years. His parents died when he was young. He grew up in their London townhouse instead. But blood calls to blood. He crosses the threshold carrying Harry and Hermione. Sirius follows behind. The moment James's foot touches the entrance hall, the manor wakes. Lights flicker to life in sconces along the walls. Magical flames needing no fuel. Portraits on the walls open their eyes. Long-dead Potters stare down at the new arrivals. A portrait of an elderly man in 17th century robes speaks first. Paterfamilias, you return. Great-great-grandfather, James says hoarsely. I seek sanctuary, for my children and myself. The blood of Potter flows strong in you, and in the young ones. The portrait's eyes track to Harry and Hermione, 2 children. One bears the Potter features clearly. The other, blood adopted, through the ancient rites. She is mine as surely as Harry. The manor accepts them both. What protection do you require? Hidden even from Dumbledore. I will serve as my own secret keeper. It shall be done. The wards will recognize your intent. Speak the secret, paterfamilias, and it shall be sealed. Feels the manor's magic waiting, listening. I, James Charles Potter, paterfamilias and last of the Potter line, declare Potter Manor and its occupants exist at these coordinates and are protected by my authority as head of the Potter family. I am secret keeper. I am protector. I am sanctuary. The manor shudders. The wards lock into place. James feels them snap tight. Layers upon layers, the Fidelius charm keyed to himself, unbreakable unless he chooses to share the secret. Blood wards, powered by his connection to Harry and Hermione. Ancestral protections, ancient magic woven into the stones themselves. Safe. For the first time since the wards fell at Godric's Hollow, James allows himself to breathe. Then he collapses. Sirius catches him, catches the children too. I've got them, Prongs. James sobs. Actually sobs. The grief he's been holding back for hours pours out. Lily, his Lily. dead. Sirius holds him, holds all three of them, lets his best friend break. Outside, the night is cold and dark. But inside Potter Manor, warming charms activate. A nursery on the second floor prepares itself. Cribs appear, blankets soften. A mobile begins to spin. The house protects its own. November 4th, 1981, Potter Manor, 3 days after Halloween. Remus Lupin apparates to a blank space on the map. He's followed the coordinates James sent via Patronus. A silver stag appeared in his flat, spoke in James's voice. "We're alive. The children are safe. Come to these coordinates. Trust me." But when Remus arrives, there's nothing. Just empty countryside, rolling hills. Oak trees. He tries again, checks the coordinates. They're correct. Then a voice speaks from thin air. James's voice. "Potter Manor and its occupants exist at these coordinates and are protected by my authority as head of the Potter family." The world shivers. Potter Manor materializes before him like a photograph developing. Massive, ancient, beautiful. Remus runs for the door. It opens before he reaches it. James stands there, thinner than 3 days ago, dark circles under his eyes, but alive, moony. James's voice cracks. Remus crashes into him, hugs him hard enough to hurt. "You're alive. Merlin, James, I thought everyone said you were dead. Lily's dead." James says it bluntly, like ripping off a bandage. Remus pulls back, stares. "No. Voldemort killed her, but Harry and Hermione survived. The curse rebounded. Voldemort's gone. Destroyed. Remus can't process it. Lily dead. Voldemort dead. The children alive. Where are they? The children?" James leads him inside. Up the stairs to the nursery. 2 cribs, 2 babies, Harry sleeping on his back, a lightning bolt scar visible on his forehead, Hermione curled on her side, one hand visible, a silvery mark on her wrist. Remus approaches slowly, looks down at them. "They're beautiful. They're everything," James whispers. Sirius appears in the doorway. His eyes are red. He's been crying too. "Moony, you came. You're my family." The 3 marauders stand together in the nursery, broken but not destroyed. "We need you here," James says. "I can't do this alone. Sirius is staying, but we need Moony. I need my friend. And the kids need their uncle." June 1982, the blood bond strengthening. Hermione is 2 years old. Harry is 18 months. They're playing in the nursery, wooden blocks scattered across the floor. Building towers and knocking them down. Hermione stacks 3 blocks. Tower, Harry knocks it down. Fall. They both giggle. James watches from the doorway, smiling despite the grief that still sits heavy in his chest. Then something strange happens. Hermione reaches for a block on the far side of the room. Too far to reach. Her hand stretches out. The block slides across the floor. Into her hand. Accidental magic. Normal for magical children. But in the exact same moment, every other block in the room levitates 2 inches off the ground. Harry isn't reaching for anything. He's just sitting there. But his magic responded to Hermione's. The blocks drop. Both children laugh. James calls for Remus. "Moony, you need to see this." Over the next week they document it. When Harry cries, Hermione cries, even if she was happy a moment before. When Hermione is hungry, Harry's stomach growls. When one falls and scrapes a knee, the other winces. Sympathetic resonance. Their magical cores are synchronizing. Remus researches in James's library, finds references to bonded twins, magical siblings whose cores harmonize. "The blood bond ritual you and Lily performed," Remus explains one evening. "It wasn't just symbolic. It actually merged part of their magical signatures. They're becoming, not identical, but resonant." "Is that dangerous?" James asks. "I don't know. There's no precedent. Magically bonded twins are rare. Usually they're born that way, not created through ritual. But the effects could be," Remus pauses, "powerful. If they learn to use it." Sirius grins. "Then we teach them." September 1984. The first wandless spell. Age 3 going on 4. Harry and Hermione are inseparable. Tonight there's a thunderstorm. Rain hammers against the windows. Lightning cracks the sky. Thunder shakes the house. Both children hate thunderstorms. They're huddled together in Hermione's crib, holding hands, crying. James and Sirius rush in. "It's okay. It's just noise. You're safe." Another crack of thunder. Closer, louder. Hermione squeezes Harry's hand. Harry squeezes back. And in that moment of shared fear, shared comfort, every candle in the nursery ignites simultaneously. Not magical candles, regular wax candles that haven't been lit in years. They burst into flame, all at once, dozens of them. The room floods with warm light, the shadows retreat. The thunder still rumbles, but it seems less frightening now. James stares. Sirius's mouth hangs open. That was wandless magic, synchronized wandless magic. From children not yet 4 years old. Merlin, Sirius breathes. Harry and Hermione have stopped crying. They're looking at the candles with wonder. Pretty, Hermione says. We did that? Harry asks. James kneels beside the crib. Yes, you made light together. That's magic, Harry. Hermione, that's your magic. Together, Harry agrees. James and Sirius exchange looks. These children are going to be extraordinary. March 1985, Sirius's Grimmauld Place heist. Sirius apparates to 12 Grimmauld Place at 3 in the morning. He's wearing dark clothes. His wand is drawn. He hasn't been back to his family home since he ran away at 16. The building looms before him. 4 stories of dark stone and darker memories. Books on magic that most wizards don't even know exists. Dark magic, blood magic, battle tactics, ancient rituals. If he's going to help train Harry and Hermione to survive in a world where Voldemort's followers still exist, he needs those books. He picks the lock with magic, steps inside. The entrance hall is exactly as he remembers. Dark. Cold. The troll-leg umbrella stand. The moth-eaten curtains. Who dares enter the House of Black? His mother's portrait. Shrieking from the wall. Filth. Blood traitor. Stain on the family name. How dare you? Sirius silences her with a muffliato charm. The portrait's mouth keeps moving, but no sound emerges. Creature appears. The ancient house elf, wizened, malevolent. Master came back. Master is not welcome. Creature will tell the ministry, and I claim my family's property. He uses his authority as the last living Black. His brother Regulus died years ago. His parents are gone. The house must obey him, however reluctantly. He raids the library, takes every book on combat magic, blood wards, protective enchantments. Anything useful in the drawing room, he finds cursed objects. A music box that induces catatonia, a necklace that strangles. And hidden in a wall cavity, a locket, gold. Serpentine S in green stones. It radiates dark magic, powerful, malevolent. Sirius doesn't know what it is, but he knows it's dangerous. He pockets it. He'll study it later. Maybe it's a weapon, maybe it's a trap. Either way, it shouldn't stay in Grimmauld Place. He leaves before dawn. Boxes of books levitating behind him. Back at Potter Manor, he stores the locket in a warded chest. Makes a note to research it when there's time. There's never time. The locket sits forgotten in its chest, waiting. July 1986, age 5, Lily's portrait. James hires a portrait artist, a master of magical painting from Wales. He brings photographs of Lily, dozens of them, smiling, laughing. Holding baby Harry, the artist works for 6 months. Interviews James for hours about Lily's personality, her mannerisms, her voice. The result isn't perfect. A magical portrait can't truly capture a person's soul. But it's close. Lily's portrait hangs in the library. She wears her favorite green robes. Her red hair falls in waves. Her green eyes, Harry's eyes, seem alive. On Harry and Hermione's 5th birthday, James brings them to meet her. Kids, he says softly, this is your mum. She loved you more than anything. And she made sure you'd be safe, even when she couldn't be here. Hi, Mummy. The portrait Lily smiles. It's not Lily, not really, but the echo is enough to make James's throat tight. Hello, sweetheart. You've grown so much. He's a solemn child, too serious for 5 years old. He remembers the night his mother died, not clearly, but in fragments. Green light, screaming, pain. We'll make you proud, Harry says. Me and Hermione, we promise. I know you will, portrait Lily says. Tears glisten in her painted eyes. James turns away so the children won't see him cry. Later, when the children are asleep, James sits alone in the library, staring at Lily's portrait. I'm doing my best, he whispers, but I don't know if it's enough. They need you. I need you. You're doing wonderfully, portrait Lily says. She can't truly advise. She's just an echo, but the comfort is real. Harry and Hermione are loved. They're safe. They're happy. That's what I wanted. Wipes his eyes. He'll keep going. For them. for Lily. Always. Age 6 to 8 montage. Wandless basics training. Age 6. The library at Potter Manor. Remus gives the lesson while James and Sirius observe. Magic, Remus explains, comes from inside you. Your magical core. Wands help focus it, channel it, but the magic is yours, not the wands. He demonstrates, points at a candle across the room. No wand, just intent. Lumos. The candle lights. Harry and Hermione watch with huge eyes. Now you try. Just the candle. Feel the magic inside you. Push it toward the flame. Will it to light. Harry closes his eyes, concentrates. His scar tingles slightly. It always does when he uses magic. Lumos, he whispers. Nothing. Hermione tries next. Her wrist, the resonant scar, glows faintly. Lumos. The candle flickers, doesn't light. But it responds. Good, Remus encourages. Try together. Harry and Hermione hold hands. They've learned this helps. Their magic flows better when they're connected. Lumos, they say in unison. The candle bursts into flame. All the candles in the room ignite. The chandelier blazes to life. Every light source in the library responds to their combined will. Sirius laughs delightedly. That's our kids. Obstacle course setup, ropes, barrels, platforms. James teaches them movement. In a duel, you're a target. Static targets die. Moving targets survive. Dodge, duck, roll. Never stop moving. Separately at first. Harry is faster. Hermione is more precise. Then together, moving in sync. When Harry dodges left, Hermione covers his right. When Hermione ducks, Harry provides distraction. They're learning to be a unit. Again, James calls. Faster, pretend I'm casting hexes. Low power, just enough to motivate. The kids dodge. Roll. Duck behind barriers. One hex catches Hermione on the shoulder. She yelps. Harry immediately turns. My own, you okay? I'm fine. Keep going. They complete the course in under 2 minutes. A time that would impress most adult aurors. Age 8. The dueling room. Sirius has set up training dummies charmed to fire harmless sparks. Shield charms, Sirius instructs. The most important spell you'll ever learn. Protego. Latin for I protect. The shield responds to your will to defend. A dummy fires red sparks. Sirius's shield materializes. A shimmering barrier of silver light. Now you try. Harry, you first. He raises his hand. Protego, a weak shimmer appears. The sparks push through, hit his chest. They don't hurt. They're training sparks. But it stings his pride. Stronger, Sirius encourages. You're not asking. You're commanding. The magic obeys you. Not the other way around. Harry tries again. Focuses. Remembers his mother dying to protect him. Protego, the shield forms. Stronger, the sparks deflect. Yes, Hermione, your turn. Hermione succeeds on her second attempt. Her shield is smaller than Harry's but denser. Then Sirius grins. Now together, both of you. One shield. See if you can merge them. But they've learned to trust each other's magic. Harry and Hermione stand side by side. Hold hands. Face 2 dummies. Protego. A single barrier covering both of them. Larger than either could create alone. Stronger the dummies fire. 20 sparks hit the shield. None penetrate. Sirius whistles. That's not normal, kids. That's resonance casting. You're amplifying each other. Is that bad? Hermione asks. Bad? It's brilliant. Keep practicing. Age 9. The Animagus proposal. Autumn evening. The children are tucked into bed. The 3 marauders sit in the study. Fire whiskey on the table. Sirius breaks the silence. I think it's time to teach them the transformation. Remus nearly spills his drink. They're 9, Padfoot, and we started learning at 14. But they're not normal wizards, Moony. You've seen what they can do together. The synchronization, the wandless magic. If anyone could handle early Animagus training, it's them. He became an Animagus to help Remus during full moons. It took 3 years of practice. Started when he was 13. But Harry and Hermione are more advanced than he was at their age. We don't rush it, James decides. We teach them the theory now. Meditation. Visualization. Understanding their inner nature. The actual transformation doesn't happen until they're ready. Could take years. But we start. Sirius presses. We start. Age 9 to 10. Finding the animal. Winter. Age 9. The meditation room. Quiet. Dark. A single candle burning. Harry and Hermione sit cross-legged on cushions, eyes closed. Sirius's voice is soft, guiding. Go deep inside yourself, past the thoughts, past the magic, to the core of who you are. What do you feel? What animal calls to you? Harry breathes slowly in through his nose. Out through his mouth, he sinks deeper. The world fades. In the darkness of his mind, he sees movement. 4 legs, powerful muscles, proud head, antlers, a stag, like his father, built to charge into danger, to protect the herd, to stand between threats and family. Harry opens his eyes. A stag, like Dad. James's eyes shine. A stag? Good, that's good, son. Hermione takes longer, weeks longer. She's brilliant, analytical, always thinking. What animal embodies that? Then one night she dreams. She's underwater, diving deep, sleek body cutting through the water, clever paws grasping fish, playful but deadly efficient. She wakes knowing, an otter, she tells them at breakfast. Remus smiles. Brilliant creatures. Clever. Adaptable. Good choice. I didn't choose it, Hermione says seriously. It chose me. Spring 1990, the Mandrake Leaf Month. The Animagus transformation requires a mandrake leaf held in the mouth for an entire lunar cycle. Full moon to full moon. Can't swallow it, can't spit it out. Not even to sleep. For 9-year-olds, it's nearly impossible. But Harry and Hermione are determined. They place the leaves in their mouths on the night of the full moon. The taste is awful bitter, earthy, like chewing dirt. Day 1, Harry gags at breakfast, nearly swallows the leaf. Hermione grabs his hand. Don't you dare quit on me. He doesn't. Day 7, Hermione's jaw aches from keeping her mouth partially open. She can barely sleep. Harry stays up with her, reading aloud so she's not alone. Day 15, they're both exhausted, irritable. The leaves have gone soggy and even more disgusting. James wants to tell them to stop. They're too young. It's too hard. But Sirius shakes his head. They need to do hard things, Prongs. They need to know they can. At midnight, they spit the soggy leaves into crystal phials. Add the other ingredients, dew gathered before dawn, a death's head hawk moth, a hair from each child's head. The potions brew in darkness, waiting for a storm. Summer 1990, the storm ritual. 3 weeks later, a massive thunderstorm rolls across the countryside. James, Sirius, and Remus lead Harry and Hermione to the manor's courtyard. Rain hammers down. Lightning splits the sky. Thunder shakes the ground. This is it. Drink, James instructs. His voice has to shout over the storm. Harry and Hermione each hold their phial. The liquid inside is murky, viscous. It smells like earth and lightning and something wild. They look at each other, nod, drink together. The taste defies description. Magic made liquid. Raw and primal. Then the transformation begins. Pain, searing, bones shifting, skin changing. Harry feels antlers sprouting from his skull. Hermione feels her body shrinking, whiskers emerging. They both scream. And then, a young stag stands in the rain, shaking, testing new legs. A sleek otter crouches beside him, chittering, surprised. Harry the stag turns his head, sees his father watching with tears streaming down his face. Hermione the otter looks up at Sirius. He's laughing and crying at the same time. Remus just stares. They did it. Merlin's beard, they actually did it. But in the courtyard of Potter Manor, 2 9-year-old animagi stand in the rain, looking at each other with human intelligence and animal eyes. They did it. Together. Fall 1990. The training courtyard, 3 months after Harry and Hermione first transformed. They've practiced dozens of times now. The pain fades to a dull ache, then to nothing. Just a ripple of magic, and they're animals. But today, Sirius wants to test something. Transform together, he instructs. At the exact same moment, on my count. 3, 2, 1, now. Harry and Hermione transform simultaneously. The usual ripple of magic, but stronger. When their transformations overlap, something happens. As a stag and otter, they can feel each other. Not with words, with pure intent. Harry the stag thinks, flank left. Hermione the otter understands instantly. Moves left, circles around the training dummy. Hermione the otter thinks, high approach. Harry the stag rears up, brings his hooves down on the dummy's head. They're communicating without language. The blood bond works even more efficiently in animal form. No conscious thought to clutter the connection. Just pure instinct and intention. Remus watches with fascination, takes notes. The resonance is stronger when they're transformed. Their animal minds are simpler, fewer filters between intent and understanding. Can we use this? James asks. Tactically, absolutely. In a fight, they could transform, reposition, communicate silently, and transform back. They'd be unpredictable, coordinated, devastating. Sirius grins. We're training them right. Spring 1991. Age 10, The Marauders Map 2.0. Harry and Hermione's 10th birthday, July 31st. James unveils his surprise in the library. A large piece of parchment spread across the mahogany table. Blank at first glance, but when James taps it with his wand and says, "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good," the parchment fills with lines. A map. Potter Manor, every room, every corridor, every secret passage. And moving dots, labeled with names. James Potter, library. Sirius Black, kitchen. Remus Lupin, study. Harry and Hermione lean in, eyes huge. "This," James says, "is your graduation present. We built it together, me, Sirius, and Moony, based on the original map we made in school. But this one is better, stronger, and it's yours." "How does it work?" Hermione breathes. "That," James grins, "is your first research project. Reverse engineer it. Figure out every charm, every enchantment, every bit of theory. By the time you go to Hogwarts next year, I want you to be able to build your own." Harry touches the parchment. The map responds to his magic. The lines glow faintly gold. "Why?" he asks. "Why give this to us now?" James's expression turns serious. "Because in September you're going to Hogwarts, and I won't be there to protect you. Dumbledore will try to control you. Snape will hate you for looking like me. Other students will treat you like celebrities or threats. But with this," Sirius adds, appearing in the doorway, "you'll always know who's around you, where they are, what they're doing." "We've enhanced it," Remus says, joining them. "The original map just showed locations. This one has 3 new features." He taps the parchment, the map shifts. Red dots appear. Dark object detection. Anything cursed or corrupted shows up in red. Horcruxes, if any still exist, would appear as black stars. Another tap, some of the name labels change color. Green, yellow, red. Intent classification. Green is friendly. Yellow is suspicious, someone hiding something or lying. Red is hostile, someone planning harm. It won't work on trained Occlumens like Snape or Dumbledore, but it'll catch most threats. Faint outlines of people who aren't currently there. Temporal echo shows where people were in the last 24 hours. You can track movements, see patterns. Harry and Hermione stare at the map with something like reverence. "This is," Hermione starts. "Incredible," Harry finishes. "This is power," James corrects. "And power comes with responsibility. You don't use this to spy on friends. You don't use it for petty revenge. You use it to stay safe, to protect others. Understand?" "Good." James ruffles Harry's hair, squeezes Hermione's shoulder. "Now, start researching. You have 2 months before Hogwarts. Show me what Marauder training has taught you." July-August 1991. Map research montage week 1. The library. Books piled everywhere. Advanced charm work. The theory of tracking magic. Homunculus charms and their applications. Hermione reads aloud. The homunculus charm reveals human presence within a defined space. First developed in 1384 by Marlin the Mapper. Requires a connection between the charm and the subject, typically a hair, a drop of blood, or a sustained observation period. So the map has to have observed every person it tracks. That's why it works at Hogwarts. Dad and the others spent 7 years there. The map learned the castle. But our map can track people it's never seen before, Hermione points out. The temporal echo shows anyone who enters Potter Manor. How? They dig deeper. Remus helps. The homunculus charm can be layered. The original map at Hogwarts has specific tracking for people the Marauders knew personally. But there's a secondary charm, a general human detection ward. It picks up anyone with a magical signature. "So our map has both?" Harry asks. "Exactly. Specific tracking for family, me, Sirius, James, you two. General detection for everyone else. And the intent classification? That's legilimency, isn't it? Surface-level thought detection," Remus confirms. Not deep enough to read specific thoughts, but enough to sense emotional states, hostile, neutral, friendly. Can we do that, Harry asks. Apply legilimency to a map. Your fathers did. So can you. Week 6, the workshop, Harry and Hermione attempt their first charm. A blank piece of parchment. Their combined focus, homunculus revelio, they incant together. The parchment ripples. Lines appear. Faint, incomplete. But there, a rough sketch of Potter Manor's ground floor. 3 dots, labeled James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin. It works. James watches from the doorway, blinks back tears. Lily, he whispers to the portrait later. They're going to be amazing. August 25th, 1991. The pre-Hogwarts talk. 1 week before term starts, James calls Harry and Hermione to his study. Serious conversation time. Sit, he says. They sit. You're going to Hogwarts in a week, and I need you to understand what that means. He pulls out a Daily Prophet. The headline, Boy Who Lived Returns, Potter Hare to Attend Hogwarts. Someone took it in Diagon Alley during their school shopping trip last week. The wizarding world thinks you're a celebrity, Harry, a hero, the child who defeated Voldemort. I was a baby, Harry protests. Mum defeated Voldemort, her sacrifice. I know that, you know that, but the public wants a hero, and you're convenient. Hermione frowns. What about me? What will they think? They'll call you the adopted Muggleborn, Sirius says bluntly. He's leaning against the bookshelf. Some will respect that James and Lily took you in. Others will see you as less than. Let them try, Hermione says coldly. There's steel in her voice. James smiles slightly. That's my girl. But here's what you need to know. You'll face challenges at Hogwarts that have nothing to do with magic, politics, social dynamics, people trying to use you or undermine you. Dumbledore will try to manipulate you, Remus adds. Not maliciously, he genuinely believes he knows what's best. But he'll push you toward choices that serve his plans. He hated me and James in school. He'll see you, Harry, and see me and your dad. He'll see you, Hermione, and see Lily, his lost love. It'll mess with his head. Very few will see you as just kids. So what do we do? Harry asks. Be yourselves, James says. Be kind to those who deserve kindness. Be ruthless to those who threaten you or others. Trust your instincts, trust each other. And if we need help, Hermione asks. James pulls out 2 mirrors. Small, handheld, enchanted. 2-way mirrors paired. You each get one. I have the third. Speak into it and I'll hear you. I can't come to Hogwarts whenever you call. Dumbledore would notice, but I can advise, and in true emergencies I can activate a portkey to pull you out. He hands them the mirrors. They're warm to the touch. We trust you to handle most problems yourselves, Sirius adds. You're trained. You're brilliant. You're a team. But you're not alone. Harry and Hermione nod. One more thing, James says. The sorting. What house do you want us in? Hermione asks. The house you choose. But James hesitates. Gryffindor would be fitting. It's where your mother and I were sorted, where the Marauders built our legacy. But Slytherin has advantages, Sirius counters. Connections, ambition. If you want to change the wizarding world, Slytherin teaches you how power works. Hermione asks. I love learning. Or Hufflepuff, Harry adds. Loyalty matters. The adults exchange glances. It's your choice, Remus says finally. We'll be proud no matter where the hat puts you. September 1st, 1991. 10:45 a.m. King's Cross Station. James Potter walks through the magical barrier between platforms 9 and 10 with his children. The effect is instantaneous. A woman screams. Someone drops their trunk. Conversations stop mid-sentence. Every eye on the platform turns to stare. James Potter, alive. 10 years older, gray at his temples, lines around his eyes, but unmistakably him. Tall, messy black hair, hazel eyes behind round glasses. Beside him, Sirius Black, also alive, also changed. Leaner, harder, but grinning like this is the best day of his life. Between them, 2 11-year-olds, holding hands. Harry James Potter, messy black hair, green eyes, lightning bolt scar visible on his forehead, wearing new Hogwarts robes with a Potter family crest, a stag embroidered on the chest. Hermione Jean Potter, bushy brown hair, brown eyes with amber flecks, a silvery scar on her left wrist, just visible beneath her sleeve. Same Potter crest on her robes. The platform erupts. That's James Potter. He's alive. Where's he been? Is that Harry Potter? The boy who lived. Parents push forward. Children stare. A photographer apparates in illegal on the platform, but he does it anyway, camera flashing. Mr. Potter, Mr. Potter, statement for the prophet. James raises one hand. His voice carries a sonorous charm, wandless, casual. Yes, I'm alive. Yes, this is my son, Harry. This is my daughter, Hermione. We've been in protective hiding since Voldemort's defeat. Now we're returning because our children deserve the Hogwarts education. That's all you need to know. A wizard in the crowd shouts, "You can't say you know whose name." Sirius laughs, loud, harsh. Voldemort, 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 Voldemort. It's a name, not a curse. Fear of a name increases fear of the thing itself. Teach your kids better. The crowd mutters, some approving, some scandalized. James ignores them, turns to his children. Platforms clear ahead. Let's find you a compartment. They walk through the crowd. People part like water, staring, whispering. Harry keeps his head up, confident but not arrogant, exactly as trained. Hermione scans the crowd, analyzing, looking for threats, finding none. Near the train, a family with red hair struggles with trunks. A plump woman, Mrs. Weasley, is trying to organize what looks like 6 children. Fred, George, stop that! Percy, help your brother! Ron, where's your rat? Ginny, you can't come this year, you're only 10. A boy about Harry's age stands to the side. Red hair, freckles, hand-me-down robes, looking overwhelmed. Harry approaches, extends his hand. Hi, I'm Harry Potter. This is my sister Hermione, need help. The boy's eyes go huge. My brother said, I'm Ron. Ron Weasley. Nice to meet you, Ron. Harry's smile is genuine, not the fake smile of celebrity, just friendly. Want to find a compartment together? You want to sit with me? Why not? You seem decent. Come on. They board the train, find an empty compartment near the back. Sirius helps load their trunks, winks at Harry, make friends, have fun. Don't blow anything up unless absolutely necessary. Uncle Sirius, Hermione protests. I said unless absolutely necessary. I'm not saying never. And if you need anything, use the mirrors, Harry finishes. We know, Dad. I love you both. Love you too, they chorus. The train whistle blows. Final boarding, James and Sirius step off the train. Watch as it starts to move. Harry and Hermione lean out the window. Waving, James waves back until the train disappears around the bend. Then he turns to Sirius. They'll be fine. I know, Sirius says. Doesn't make it easier. No, it doesn't. The Hogwarts Express, 11:15 a.m. Compartment. Ron Weasley sits across from Harry and Hermione, still processing. So you're really, everyone thought you were dead, or kidnapped, or hidden by Dumbledore. Where have you been? Potter Manor, Harry says. Our family estate, Dad kept us safe there. For 10 years, we had everything we needed. Books, training, family, Hermione smiles. It was a good childhood. Ron glances at the scar on Harry's forehead. Does it hurt? The scar. That's mental. In a good way. You're famous. You defeated you-know-who. I was a baby, Harry corrects. My mum defeated Voldemort. Her sacrifice created the protection that made the curse rebound. You just said it, out loud. It's just a name, Hermione says. Voldemort. See? Nothing happened. The compartment door slides open. A girl with bushy brown hair, different from Hermione's, wilder, pokes her head in. Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one. No, sorry, Harry says. The girl's eyes widen. You're Harry Potter. I read about you in modern magical history and the rise and fall of the dark arts and great wizarding events of the 20th century. Hermione blinks. You've read all those? Of course. I'm Hermione Granger. Wait, you're also Hermione? Hermione Potter. Adopted sister. Oh, how wonderful. I'm Muggle-born, so I've been reading everything I can to prepare. Have you read Hogwarts, A History? It's fascinating. The castle was built over 1,000 years ago by 4 of the most powerful. Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin, Hermione Potter finishes. Yes. The architectural sections were particularly interesting. The magical engineering required to create a structure that can rearrange its interior is remarkable. You've actually read it. Most students haven't. I tried to talk to others about it, but they just looked at me strangely. People fear what they don't understand, Hermione Potter says, and most wizards don't bother to understand their own history. Exactly. Hermione Granger sits down, uninvited but welcomed. Can I stay? Everyone else is so uninterested. Sure, Harry says. But you might want to find that toad first. Oh, right, Trevor. She jumps up. I'll be right back. She leaves in a whirlwind. Ron stares. There's two of them now. Harry grins. At least this one isn't my sister. That would get confusing. How are we supposed to tell them apart? Ron asks. Easy, Hermione Potter says. I'm the one with tactical training who can hex you into next week. She's the one with the toad emergency. Ron gulps. Right. Got it. 12:30 p.m. Compartment. The Malfoy encounter. Halfway through the journey, they've been joined by Hermione Granger, who found Trevor, and Neville Longbottom, a nervous boy who's very grateful. The compartment door slides open again. A blonde boy, pale, pointed features, expensive robes, flanked by two large boys who look like bodyguards. Draco Malfoy. So it's true, Draco drawls. Potter is back. His eyes flick to Hermione Potter. And you brought a charity case. Harry's hand moves toward his wand, but Hermione Potter touches his arm. A wordless signal. I've got this. She stands, meets Draco's eyes. Calm, cold. I'm Hermione Potter, blood-adopted daughter of James Potter and sister to Harry, and if you ever use a slur like that in my presence again, you'll discover exactly what Sirius Black taught us about hexes that don't leave permanent marks but hurt like hell. But there's steel underneath. Draco falters. He's used to intimidating people. This is different. My father will hear about this, he says. The classic Malfoy threat. Tell him, Harry says mildly. Tell him the Potters said hello. I'm sure he remembers my dad from school. And Uncle Sirius. They had some interesting times together. James and Sirius were legendary duelists. Lucius Malfoy was not. You'll regret this, Potter. Draco's voice wavers slightly. I doubt it. Harry's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Was there anything else? We're kind of busy. Draco leaves. His bodyguards follow. The compartment is silent for a moment. Then Ron laughs. That was brilliant. Did you see his face? Hermione Granger looks at Hermione Potter with new respect. You really threatened him. I stated a fact, Hermione Potter corrects. There's a difference. Neville is pale. Malfoy's going to tell his father. Lucius Malfoy is powerful in the Ministry. So is my dad, Harry says, and Uncle Sirius. Lucius can complain all he wants. Won't change anything. Ron talks about his family. Hermione Granger discusses books. Neville relaxes enough to show them his remember-all. By the time the train reaches Hogsmeade, they've formed the beginning of friendship. Evening, Hogsmeade Station. Furs years over here. Hagrid towers above the crowd. Half-giant, wild hair and beard. Kind eyes. He spots Harry and his face splits into a grin. Harry Potter, last time I saw Yay was a baby. Your dad asked me to take you to your aunt and uncles, but... He pauses, awkward. But my family adopted me instead, Hermione Potter says smoothly. I'm Hermione, Harry's sister. Pleased to meet ya, both of ya. Come on, 4 to a boat. Harry, Hermione Potter, Ron, and Hermione Granger in one. The boats glide across the Black Lake. Hogwarts appears around the bend. Even Harry and Hermione, trained to control their reactions, catch their breath. The castle is magnificent, towering spires. Glowing windows, the reflection on the lake doubles its majesty. It's beautiful, Hermione Granger whispers. It's Gothic architecture with clear defensive features, Hermione Potter observes. The towers serve both aesthetic and practical purposes. The magical resonance is palpable even from here. Can't you just say it's pretty? Ron asks. I could, but that would be reductive. They reach the shore, climb stone steps, massive oak doors. Hagrid knocks 3 times. The doors open. Professor Minerva McGonagall stands there, stern, imposing, older than she was 10 years ago, but still formidable. She sees Harry and Hermione Potter. Her lips thin slightly. Mr. Potter, Miss Potter, welcome to Hogwarts. Thank you, Professor, they say in unison. The Great Hall. The sorting ceremony, McGonagall leads the first years into the Great Hall. It's breathtaking. 4 long tables, hundreds of floating candles, a ceiling that shows the night sky. It's bewitched to look like the sky outside, Hermione Granger whispers. I read about it in Hogwarts, a history, Hermione Potter finishes. Chapter 3. The first years walk down the center aisle, every eye in the hall watching. At the staff table, Harry recognizes faces from his father's descriptions. Dumbledore. Tall, silver hair and beard, half-moon spectacles, twinkling blue eyes watching Harry with interest. Snape, sallow skin, greasy black hair, hooked nose, staring at Harry with an expression that could curdle milk. Professor Quirrell, nervous-looking, purple turban. He sees Harry and flinches. A 4-legged stool sits at the front. On it, a patched wizard's hat. The sorting hat opens a rip near its brim. Sings, a song about the 4 houses. Gryffindor for the brave, Hufflepuff for the loyal, Ravenclaw for the wise, Slytherin for the ambitious. When it finishes, McGonagall unrolls a scroll. The sorting hat will place you in your house. The sorting begins. Abbott Hannah, Hufflepuff, Bones, Susan, Hufflepuff, names called, students sorted. The process is quick. Then, Granger, Hermione Granger walks to the stool, sits. The hat is placed on her head. A long pause. Then, Gryffindor, the Gryffindor table applauds. She joins them, beaming. More names, more sortings. Longbottom Neville, Gryffindor, Malfoy Draco, SYT Aaron. McGonagall places the hat on her head. Inside Hermione's mind, the hat speaks. Interesting, very interesting. I see great intelligence. Ravenclaw would suit you. But courage, too. Fierce loyalty. And a bond I've never encountered before. Hermione thinks back. What kind of bond? You and your brother. 2 halves of a whole. Your magics are entwined. Synchronized. Unprecedented. Where do I belong? Where do you want to belong? With Harry, wherever he goes, I go. He hasn't been sorted yet. Then wait, or put us in the same house. That's not how this works. We're a unit. We fight together, we learn together. Separating us weakens us both. The hat considers, ambitious, clever. You do well in Slytherin. Would Harry? We'll see. For now, Gryffindor! The Gryffindor table explodes in cheers. Fred and George Weasley start chanting, "We got Potter! We got Potter!" Hermione joins the table. Sits next to Hermione Granger. More names. The tension builds. Finally, Potter, Harry. The whispers explode. Every eye in the hall fixates on him. Harry walks to the stool, sits, meets Dumbledore's eyes briefly. The headmaster looks curious, concerned. McGonagall places the hat on his head inside Harry's mind. Well, well, the boy who lived. You're not what I expected. A traumatized orphan desperate for approval? Instead, I find someone who knows exactly who he is. You have courage, Potter. True courage. Not the reckless kind, the kind that calculates risk and acts anyway. Gryffindor would be fitting. Your parents' house, where your sister was sorted, you'd thrive there. But you're also ambitious. You want to prove yourself. You want power, not for its own sake, but for what it enables you to do. That's very Slytherin. His father said it's his choice. His sister is in Gryffindor. Gryffindor. With Hermione. You're certain? We're a unit. We work together. That's non-negotiable. Very well. A difficult decision. But I see loyalty to family trumps all else. Gryffindor! Louder than before. They got both Potters. Harry joins Hermione. They sit side by side. Across the hall at the staff table, Dumbledore's eyes twinkle. But there's calculation there. Snape looks like he swallowed something sour. After the feast, Dumbledore's office, Mr. Potter, Miss Potter. A word, please. The password is lemon drop, he says pleasantly. They follow him up a spiral staircase into his circular office. It's exactly as James described. Whirring silver instruments. Portraits of former headmasters. Fawkes the Phoenix on his perch. Sit, Dumbledore invites. Lemon drop? No thank you, they say together. Dumbledore sits behind his desk, studies them over his half-moon spectacles. Welcome to Hogwarts. I trust you'll find it educational. We intend to, Hermione says politely. Your father and I had an understanding for many years. He trusted me to guide him. I hope you'll extend the same trust. Harry and Hermione exchange a glance. This is the man who wanted to separate them, who sent letters for a decade trying to control their upbringing. Headmaster, Harry says carefully, we respect your position and your wisdom, but our family, Dad, Uncle Sirius, Uncle Mooney, they're the ones who raised us. They're the ones we trust. We'll make our own choices, Hermione adds. With respect, of course. The twinkle in Dumbledore's eyes fades slightly. I see James has taught you independence, among other things, Hermione says sweetly. It's a polite declaration of war. Dumbledore's smile doesn't quite reach his eyes. Very well. But know that my door is always open. Should you need guidance, we'll come to you, Harry lies smoothly. Thank you, Professor. They leave. Outside the office, Hermione whispers, he's going to try to manipulate us. Let him try, Harry whispers back. We know what he is. That's half the battle. First week of classes, potions. The dungeons are cold, dark, perfect for Slytherin students, less comfortable for Gryffindors. Professor Snape sweeps into the classroom like a vampire, black robes billowing, face expressionless. He moves to the front, doesn't speak, just stares until everyone falls silent. Then he begins, voice soft, menacing. You are here to learn the subtle science and exact art of potion making. I don't expect you will really understand the beauty of the softly simmering cauldron with its shimmering fumes. His eyes lock on Harry. Ah, Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Harry meets his gaze, calm, trained not to react to intimidation. Snape moves closer. Tell me, Mr. Potter, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Hermione Potter's hand shoots up. So does Hermione Granger's. Snape ignores them both. Well, Mr. Potter? Harry doesn't hesitate. The draught of living death, sir. A powerful sleeping potion. Where would you look if I asked you to find a bezoar? The stomach of a goat, sir. What is the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane? They're the same plant, sir, also called aconite. Even Hermione Granger looks impressed. Snape's face is a mask. Clearly fame isn't everything. 5 points to Gryffindor, for he looks like the words hurt. Adequate knowledge. Sit down. Open your books to page 3. After class, Snape calls them back. Potter. Both Potters. Stay. Harry and Hermione wait while the room empties. Snape stands at his desk, not looking at them. Your father, he says finally, was an arrogant, bullying toe-rag. Harry doesn't react. So I've heard. But you're not him, are you? No, sir. I'm Harry Potter Adams, raised by my father, but not defined by his teenage mistakes. Snape's eyes flick to Hermione. And you have her talent. Your adoptive mother's sacrifice saved you both. Don't waste it by being mediocre. It's not praise, but coming from Snape, it's close. We won't, sir, they promise. October, the Troll Incident Halloween Feast. The Great Hall decorated with floating pumpkins. The food is incredible. Professor Quirrell bursts in. Troll, in the dungeons, thought you ought to know. He faints. Panic. Students screaming. Dumbledore's voice booms. Prefects, lead your houses back to dormitories. Teachers, follow me. She looks upset. She wasn't at the feast, Hermione Potter realizes. She doesn't know about the troll. She's probably in the bathroom, Harry says, where Ron made her cry earlier. They exchange looks. We go after her, they say together. They slip away from the Gryffindor group, head for the girls' bathroom, find Hermione Granger cowering in a stall. The troll smashing sinks with its club. Get out, Hermione Granger screams. Not happening, Harry says. He and Hermione Potter move in sync. Years of training activating. Harry, twin Expelliarmus. Hermione, twin Expelliarmus. Their wands move together. The spell amplifies. The troll's club flies from its hand, crashes into the wall. The troll roars, charges. Protego they cast together. The shield forms. Larger than either could create alone. The troll slams into it, bounces back. Incarcerus, ropes spring from both wands. Wind around the troll, it falls. Struggles, can't break free. McGonagall bursts in. Snape behind her, Quirrell in the rear. They freeze, stare at the bound troll. The two 11-year-olds standing over it. Wands steady. Potter, both of you, what were you thinking? Hermione Granger was in danger, Harry says. We neutralized the threat. You could have been killed. But we weren't, Hermione Potter points out. McGonagall looks at the troll, at the shield charm residue on the walls, at the perfectly executed Incarcerus. This is Newt-level magic. How did you? Suspicion. Resignation. 5 points will be taken from each of you for being out of bounds, and 50 points will be awarded to each for sheer dumb luck. After the teachers leave with the troll, Hermione Granger hugs both of them. Thank you. You saved my life. You're welcome, Harry says. Friends. November. The Quirrell investigation. Harry and Hermione use the map 2.0 to track Quirrell. He's suspicious, nervous, never goes near Dumbledore's office after hours. And on the map, his dot is yellow. Suspicious. Hiding something. He's involved with whatever's on the 3rd floor, Hermione says. They've investigated. Found Fluffy, the 3-headed dog. Guarding a trapdoor. The Philosopher's Stone, Harry realizes. Nicholas Flamel's creation. Dad mentioned him once. The stone produces the elixir of life. Makes the drinker immortal. If Voldemort's followers want him back, Hermione says, the stone would help. Use the map to track his movements. Catch him trying to get past Fluffy one night. Failing. We need proof, Harry says, before we can act. June. The Mirror of Erised confrontation. End of the year. Harry and Hermione figure out how to get past Fluffy. Music puts him to sleep. They descend through the trapdoor, navigate the challenges. Devil's Snare. Hermione uses fire, burns it back. Flying keys, twin casting to summon the right key. Chess set. Harry and Hermione play as a team. Win in 12 moves. Troll, already unconscious. Quirrell beat them here. Potion puzzle. Hermione solves it instantly. They reach the final chamber. The Mirror of Erised. Quirrell standing before it, frustrated. I can see the stone, but I can't get it out. A voice, high, cold. Let me speak to them. Quirrell unwraps his turban, reveals a second face on the back of his head. Voldemort, or what's left of him. Potter, Voldemort hisses. Both Potters. How fitting. Harry and Hermione stand side by side, wands drawn. You can't win, Voldemort says. I am immortal. I am... You're a parasite, Hermione interrupts. Attached to Quirrell like a leech. That's not immortality. That's desperation. She's right, Harry adds. You're weak. Dying, the stone won't save you. Quirrell moves, fast, casts a killing curse. Harry and Hermione dive in opposite directions. The curse misses, blows a hole in the wall. They roll. Come up casting. Stupefy. Twin stunning spells. Quirrell blocks. But barely. Master, there are 2 of them. I see that, you fool. The duel is short but vicious. Quirrell is a skilled adult wizard, but Harry and Hermione fight as a unit, covering each other, amplifying spells with resonance casting. Finally, Quirrell manages to grab Harry's arm. His hand burns. Lily's protection, reacting to Voldemort's presence. Quirrell screams. His hand blisters. But he doesn't let go. Desperate, Hermione acts. Pulls out her 2-way mirror. Dad, emergency, mirror room, now. The mirror activates. James's voice, hold on. 5 seconds later, a port key activates. Emergency extraction James set up months ago. 3 people appear. James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin. Wands drawn. Battle ready. Get away from my children, James snarls. The Marauders versus Quirrell and Voldemort's Wraith. It's not a fair fight. James hits Quirrell with a blasting curse. He flies back, slams into the wall. Sirius casts Incarcerus. Ropes bind Quirrell. Remus creates a shield around the children. Voldemort's Wraith tears free. Screaming. A shadow fleeing. It tries to possess Harry. Slams into him. Flees through the ceiling. Gone. Quirrell collapses, unconscious, dying. Without Voldemort sustaining him, his body is failing. James pulls Harry and Hermione into a crushing hug. You called for backup. Good. That's good. Never fight alone when you don't have to. But Quirrell's dying. And the stone, Hermione holds up the blood-red stone. She pulled it from the mirror while her dad fought. Dumbledore will want this destroyed, Sirius says. Agreed, James says. But first, we get my kids out of here. They port key back to the manor. Safe. Summer 1992, Potter Manor. The twins are 12 now. Taller, more confident. Year 1 at Hogwarts was a success, but the wizarding world is changing. Sirius sits in the study with James and Remus. A copy of the Daily Prophet spread on the desk. Headline, Malfoy appointed to Hogwarts Board of Governors. Lucius is consolidating power, Sirius says. His voice is cold. He's buying influence. Board positions. Ministry connections. He's preparing for something. Voldemort's return, James says. He knows the Wraith form survived. He's positioning himself to be useful when his master comes back. Then we need to position ourselves too, Remus says quietly. Sirius nods. I'm reclaiming the Black family seat in the Wizengamot. James looks up sharply. You were burned off the tapestry. Your mother disowned you. I legal disownment. I'm the last male Black. Regulus died without heir. The family magic recognizes me whether my mother liked it or not. Sirius's grin is sharp. I checked with Gringotts. The Black family vault, the properties, the Wizengamot seat, all mine by blood right. Lucius will fight it. Let him. I have something he doesn't. Sirius taps the desk. Legitimacy. And James Potter backing me. The man who dueled Voldemort and lived. War hero. Father of the boy who lived. James winces. I hate that title. Use it anyway. Our kids aren't the only ones who can weaponize fame. September 1992. Hogwarts Year 2 begins. The Hogwarts Express. Second year. Harry and Hermione share a compartment with Ron, Hermione Granger, and Neville. They're comfortable now. Friends. Did you hear? Ron says, my dad's got a new law he's pushing. Muggle Protection Act. Malfoy's father is furious about it. Good. Hermione Potter says. Lucius needs opposition. The conversation is interrupted by a commotion in the corridor. A house elf. Wearing a filthy pillowcase, huge eyes. Dobby. Harry recognizes house elf features from books. The elf sees Harry. His eyes go wider. Harry Potter, Dobby has come to warn Harry Potter. Terrible things will happen at Hogwarts this year. Harry Potter must not return. What things? Harry asks. Dobby cannot say. Dobby is bound by his master. But Harry Potter is in danger. Great danger. Before Harry can ask more, the elf vanishes with a crack. That was bizarre, Ron says. Hermione Potter frowns. House elves are bound to their families. If Dobby couldn't say what's happening, it means his master is involved. Which family? Hermione Granger asks. We'll find out. October 1992, the chamber opens Halloween night. The feast is interrupted by a scream. Students flood into the corridor, stare at the wall. Written in blood, the Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. Below the message, Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, hanging by her tail. Petrified. Not dead, but frozen like stone. The students panic. Whispers spread. The Chamber of Secrets. Salazar Slytherin's monster. It kills Muggle-borns. Draco Malfoy smirks. You'll be next, mudbloods. Better watch yourselves. Harry steps forward. His voice is cold. Say that word again, Malfoy. See what happens. Draco pales, backs away. Dumbledore arrives, studies the message. All students to their dormitories. Immediately, in the Gryffindor common room, Harry and Hermione pull out the map 2.0. They've modified it to work at Hogwarts. Took them all the first year, but they managed it. The map shows the castle, every corridor, every person. Look, Hermione points. The writing appeared here, but there's no one around. No red dots. No yellow dots. Whoever did this knows how to avoid detection, Harry says. Over the next 2 months, more attacks, more petrifications. Colin Creevey, first year, Muggle-born, found frozen with his camera. Justin Finch Fletchley, second year, Muggle-born, petrified in the corridor. The school is terrified. Then, during a dueling club session, something happens. Professor Lockhart, incompetent fraud hired by Dumbledore, sets up a demonstration. Snape volunteers to duel him, destroys him in seconds. Students pair off. Harry faces Draco. Draco casts Serpensordia. A black snake materializes, hisses, coils. Harry reacts instinctively. Stop, he says. But it comes out wrong. Sounds like hissing. Stop! Don't hurt anyone. The snake freezes. Turns to Harry. Speaker, you speak the tongue of serpents. I do. Return to wherever you came from. You're conjured. You'll fade soon anyway. The snake obeys. Dissipates. The great hall is silent. Every student stares at Harry with new fear. He's a Parselmouth, someone shouts. The heir of Slytherin. He opened the chamber. Harry's stomach sinks. This is bad. November 1992. The accusation, the rumors spread like fire. Harry Potter speaks parcel tongue, the language of serpents, the mark of Salazar Slytherin. He must be the heir. He must have opened the chamber. Students avoid him in corridors. Even some Gryffindors look nervous. Only his core group stands by him. Hermione, Ron, Hermione Granger, Neville. It's just a language, Hermione Potter insists. Speaking parcel tongue doesn't make you evil any more than speaking French does. But fear doesn't respond to logic. Then Hermione Granger is petrified. They find her in the library, frozen. A mirror in her hand. Harry's blood runs cold. No, 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 no. Hermione Potter kneels beside her friend, checks for a pulse. Still there, still alive. Just frozen. The monster is real, she says. Her voice is shaking. And it's killing people. Not killing, Harry corrects. Petrifying. Everyone who's been attacked saw it indirectly. Reflections, camera lenses, water. This creature kills with its gaze. But reflections only petrify. Hermione's eyes widen. A basilisk, the king of serpents, Salazar Slytherin's monster. Harry nods, and I can talk to it. December 1992, the plan. Potter Manor. Christmas break, Harry and Hermione explain everything to James, Sirius, and Remus. A basilisk, James says. He's pale, in the school, hunting students. We need to find the chamber, Harry says, and I need to control the basilisk. Not kill it. Absolutely not, James explodes. You are not going anywhere near a 50-foot serpent that kills with a look. The only one who can command it to stop. Harry's right, Sirius says reluctantly. If the basilisk only responds to parcel tongue, Harry's the only option. We do this together. You can't. Dumbledore would notice. The wards would detect adult wizards entering the chamber. Then we wait for summer. Pull Harry out of school until this is resolved. And let more students get petrified. Or killed. Hermione Potter shakes her head. We have to act now. The adults and children stare at each other. Finally, Remus speaks. We prepare them, give them every advantage, but we let them go. James looks like he might be sick, but he nods. Fine, but you take this. He hands Harry a small stone. Portkey, activation word is Marauder. Say it, and you'll be pulled directly here, no matter where you are. February 1993, the Chamber of Secrets. The attacks continue. Nearly Headless Nick is petrified. Hermione Granger's friend Penelope Clearwater, too. Then the worst happens. A message on the wall. Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. Ginny Weasley, Ron's little sister, taken. Ron is hysterical. We have to save her. She's been taken into the chamber. I know where the entrance is. Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. The sink with the snake carving. How do you know? McGonagall demands. I've been investigating, tracking the attacks on the map. They all originate near that bathroom. Dumbledore's eyes narrow. Map? I'm going after her. Who's coming? We are, Hermione Potter and Ron say together. Lockhart tries to flee. Snape stuns him. They descend to Myrtle's bathroom. Harry speaks parcel tongue to the sink. Open. The sink descends, reveals a pipe. They slide down. Darkness. Slime. The pipe deposits them in an underground chamber. Ancient, covered in serpent motifs. They navigate tunnels, follow the sound of sobbing. The chamber's main room, massive, pillars carved like serpents, and at the far end, Ginny Weasley, unconscious, pale, barely breathing, a boy standing over her, 16 years old, handsome, dark hair, translucent. Tom Riddle, Hermione Potter says. She recognizes him from the diary they found in Ginny's bag. Harry Potter, the memory says. Come to save the day. How noble. But you're too late. Ginny's life is flowing into me. Soon I'll be strong enough to leave this memory, to take solid form, to return. You're Voldemort, Harry says. I will be. Tom Marvolo Riddle is an anagram. I am Lord Voldemort, and you, Harry Potter, are about to die. He hisses. Parcel tongue. A command. The chamber shakes. A massive pipe opens in the wall. The basilisk emerges, 50 feet long, thick as an oak tree. Green scales, eyes shut. Speak to me, Slytherin, greatest of the Hogwarts Four. Let your servant kill these intruders, Riddle commands in parcel tongue. The basilisk's eyes start to open. Harry acts immediately, speaks over Riddle. Stop. I am Harry Potter, and I command you to stop. The basilisk freezes. eyes still shut, confused. Two speakers? How can there be two speakers? I am descended from Slytherin through the Peveril line. I am an heir of Slytherin, and I command you, do not open your eyes. Do not kill anyone in this chamber. The diary boy commands me to kill. The diary boy is a memory, a fragment. He doesn't care about you. Has he ever fed you, cared for you, or does he only use you? The basilisk hesitates. He commands, never asks, never feeds. Only, kill, kill, kill. I can offer you something better, a life where you're treated with respect, where you're fed properly, where you're not trapped in darkness for 50 years. But you must obey me, not the diary boy, on my magic and my name. The basilisk makes a decision, turns toward Riddle. I choose the kind speaker, not the diary boy. Riddle screams, "No! You're mine! I created you. You didn't create anything," Hermione Potter interrupts. She's grabbed the diary from where Ginny dropped it. You're a Horcrux, a piece of Voldemort's soul stored in this book, and I know how to destroy you. Fawkes, Dumbledore's phoenix, appears in a flash of flame, drops something at Harry's feet. The sorting hat. Harry reaches inside, pulls out a sword. Silver blade. Rubies in the hilt. The sword of Gryffindor. Hermione! Harry tosses it to her. She catches it, stabs the diary, black ink pours out. Screaming, the diary convulses. Riddle's form shrieks, dissolves. Gone. Ginny gasps, wakes. What happened? Where am I? Ron runs to her. You're safe. It's over. Harry turns to the basilisk, still waiting, obedient. Thank you for choosing me. I'll keep my promise. You'll have a better life. I believe you, young speaker. The basilisk retreats into its pipe, settles down to wait. March 1993. The political fallout. Dumbledore's office. James Potter has been summoned to Hogwarts. He arrives furious. A basilisk. And you did nothing? I was not aware the chamber had been opened until students were already petrified. Where were the protections? The investigations? Lucius Malfoy is there too. Pale. Nervous. The diary, Dumbledore says, was in Ginny Weasley's cauldron, slipped there by someone. Mr. Malfoy, do you know anything about a diary? I have no knowledge of any diary, liar, Hermione Potter says. She's present with Harry. Dobby the house elf warned Harry. Dobby serves the Malfoy family. You gave Ginny that diary. You opened the chamber. You have no proof. Sirius Black enters. He's wearing formal Wizengamot robes. Actually, we do. Veritaserum testimony from Dobby, taken legally this morning. Dobby's voice, Master Lucius gave the diary to the Weasley girl in Diagon Alley. Dobby saw. Master wanted to discredit Arthur Weasley and his Muggle Protection Act. Lucius turns gray. You used a dark artifact to attack students, James says. His voice is deadly quiet. You endangered my children. Ginny Weasley nearly died. Hermione Granger was petrified. I didn't know what the diary would do. I thought it was just a cursed object that would frighten people. Confession noted, Sirius says. The Wizengamot will hear this case. I'll be prosecuting personally. Lucius is arrested, dragged away by Aurors. At the trial 3 weeks later, he's forced to testify under Veritaserum. The truth comes out. He was a Death Eater. He kept dark artifacts Voldemort gave him. He's been bribing ministry officials for years. Verdict: guilty. Stripped of his Wizengamot seat. Fined heavily. No Azkaban. Narcissa's lawyers are too good. But publicly humiliated, Sirius claims the vacant Board of Governors seat at Hogwarts. The political landscape shifts. The Potters and Blacks are rising. The Malfoys are falling. Summer 1993, Basilisk relocation. The Ministry wants to kill the Basilisk. Too dangerous to leave alive. Harry refuses. I gave my word. The Basilisk is under my protection. You're 13 years old. You can't protect a Basilisk. Then I'll keep it in the chamber. As guardian, only I can access it. Only I can command it. Dumbledore intervenes. The boy has a point. The Chamber of Secrets has been unsealed and rendered safe. The Basilisk, under Harry's control, could serve as a final defense for the school. The Ministry reluctantly agrees. Harry visits the chamber regularly, brings food for the Basilisk, whole cows provided by Hogwarts, talks to it, learns about it. The Basilisk, Harry names her Silphara, becomes loyal, a 1,000-year-old serpent with Harry Potter as her only friend. You are kind, young speaker. Most humans fear me, try to kill me. You treat me with respect. You're magnificent. When Harry leaves for summer, he commands, "Guard the chamber. Sleep unless intruders enter. If anyone threatens the school, stop them. But do not kill unless there's no other choice." I obey, young speaker. The Chamber of Secrets becomes a marauder base, a hidden meeting place Harry and Hermione can access at will. Fall 1993, Wizengamot session. Sirius Black, Lord Black, stands before the Wizengamot, wearing formal robes, the Black family crest prominent. His first motion: I propose mandatory veritaserum testimony for all Death Eater trials, past and present. Anyone claiming Imperius as a defense must prove it under truth serum. That's retroactive prosecution. We can't retry closed cases. This is a witch hunt. Sirius's voice cuts through. This is justice. How many Death Eaters bought their way out of Azkaban? How many claimed they were forced? Let them prove it, under veritaserum. If they were truly innocent, they have nothing to fear. The vote is close, but with James Potter's public support and evidence from Lucius Malfoy's trial, it passes. 53 Death Eaters are retried over the next year. 37 are sent to Azkaban. The rest, proven to have genuinely been Imperiused, are cleared but monitored. The wizarding world is shocked. The old guard, pure-blood supremacists who escaped justice, are finally held accountable. Sirius becomes known as the Black Justice, feared by the corrupt, respected by the honest. Winter 1993, Dolores Umbridge's fall. Dolores Umbridge, Senior Undersecretary to the Minister. Pink cardigan, saccharine smile. Vicious bureaucrat. She tries to pass legislation, Educational Decree No. 1. The Ministry has the right to inspect and approve all Hogwarts curriculum. An attempt to control what students learn. Hermione Potter, reading The Prophet at breakfast, goes pale. This is thought control. If they control education, they control the future. Detailed analysis of the decree, constitutional arguments against it, historical precedents. Sirius uses her research in the Wizengamot, demolishes Umbridge's proposal, but Umbridge retaliates, tries to investigate James Potter. Where was he for 10 years? Was he truly in hiding, or was he collaborating? It's a baseless accusation, but it gains traction among those who fear the Potter's rising power. Sirius sets a trap. He invites Umbridge to testify before the Wizengamot, under veritaserum, to clear the air about these serious allegations. Under truth serum, her lies unravel. She's been taking bribes from families who want their children admitted to Hogwarts. She's falsified reports about half-breeds to justify discriminatory legislation. She's been working with former Death Eaters to undermine Dumbledore and the Potters. She's fired, arrested, publicly humiliated. The Potters and Blacks solidify their reputation. Don't attack them unless you're prepared for total destruction. October 1994, the Goblet of Fire. Hogwarts hosts the Triwizard Tournament. 3 schools, Hogwarts, Beauxbatons, Durmstrang. 3 champions, 1 from each school. Age limit, 17. Harry and Hermione are 14. Too young to enter. But someone enters Harry's name anyway. The goblet spits out 4 names: Victor Krum, Durmstrang; Fleur Delacour, Beauxbatons; Cedric Diggory, Hogwarts, Harry Potter, Hogwarts illegally. The Great Hall erupts in chaos. He's too young. The goblet is binding. He has to compete. Harry stands. Face pale. I didn't enter. Someone put my name in without permission. Dumbledore's eyes are grave. The goblet constitutes a binding magical contract. You must compete. That night, Harry uses the two-way mirror. Dad, someone's trying to kill me again. James's face appears, furious. I'm coming to Hogwarts. Now. Dumbledore won't let you interfere with the tournament. Watch me. James arrives the next day. Storms into Dumbledore's office. Someone put my son's name in that goblet? This is attempted murder. But the contract is binding. If Harry doesn't compete, he'll lose his magic. Then we make sure he survives. I want full access to the tournament. I want to know every task in advance. I want veto power over anything too dangerous. That violates the spirit of the competition. I don't care about the spirit. I care about my son. But he can be present at each one. And if Harry is in mortal danger, James can intervene without penalty. Meanwhile, Harry and Hermione investigate. Who put Harry's name in the goblet? They use the Map 2.0, track suspicious activity. Find it. Barty Crouch Jr. disguised as Mad-Eye Moody using Polyjuice Potion. Red dot on the map. Hostile intent. Moody's a Death Eater, Hermione breathes. He's been teaching us all year. They don't confront him. Not yet. They need proof. But they know, and knowing is half the battle. November 1994. First task, dragons. The champions face dragons. Must retrieve a golden egg from a nesting mother. Victor Crumb uses conjunctivitis curse. Blinds his dragon. Gets the egg but damages the real eggs. Loses points. Fleur Delacour uses a sleeping charm. Partially successful. Gets singed. Retrieves the egg. Cedric Diggory transfigures a rock into a dog. Distracts the dragon. Gets the egg cleanly. Harry Potter faces a Hungarian horntail. The most dangerous dragon. But Harry doesn't fight it. He speaks. Not parcel-tongued dragons don't speak snake language, but he projects calm, respect. I'm not here to hurt you or your eggs. I just need the golden one. The fake one. You can keep the real ones safe. The dragon watches him. Intelligent eyes. Harry walks forward, slowly. Picks up the golden egg. The dragon doesn't attack. Perfect score. The crowd goes wild. James, watching from the stands, is crying. Pride and terror in equal measure. February 1995. Second task. The Black Lake champions must rescue a hostage from the merpeople. 1 hour underwater. Harry's hostage. Hermione Potter. Obviously. But Harry and Hermione have a plan. They formally request to compete as a bonded pair. Ancient tournament rules allow magical siblings to compete together. The judges debate. Ultimately allow it. Unprecedented but legal. Harry and Hermione dive together, using gillyweed, provided by Neville, who's become the herbology expert. Underwater, they find 4 hostages: Ron, Crumb's, Cho, Cedric's, Gabrielle, Fleur's sister, and a Beauxbatons student, Fleur's. The rules say, rescue your own hostage. Harry and Hermione rescue all 4. When they surface, the judges are shocked. You were only supposed to rescue Miss Potter. The rules didn't say we couldn't save others, Hermione points out. Dumbledore smiles. Moral fiber, I award full points. June 1995, third task, the maze. The maze is filled with obstacles, creatures, dark magic, but Harry and Hermione have the map 2.0. They've modified it to work in the maze. They know where every creature is, every trap, every dead end. They navigate perfectly. Reach the Triwizard Cup first. Cedric arrives second. Well done. You two are brilliant. Take it together, Harry offers. We all performed well. Don't touch it, Harry screams. Hermione freezes. What? Portkey, trap, dark magic, I can feel it. Cedric backs away. You're sure? Positive. Harry pulls out his two-way mirror. Dad, the cup is a trap. Dark magic, Portkey. James's voice, don't touch it. We're coming. Within minutes, James, Sirius, Remus, and Dumbledore appear at the maze entrance. They examine the cup. Portkey, Dumbledore confirms. Unauthorized. Leading to Little Hangleton, the Riddle Graveyard. Voldemort's resurrection site, Sirius says grimly. Then we raid it, James decides. Now, before he knows we're coming. You can't... Dumbledore starts. Watch me. That's my son they tried to kidnap. We're ending this. They form a team. Dumbledore, James, Sirius, Remus, Mad-Eye Moody, the real one, freed from captivity. And Harry and Hermione against James's protests, but they insist. They touch the cup together. Little Hangleton Graveyard, midnight. They arrive via Portkey. The graveyard is dark, tombstones everywhere, fog rolling across the ground. In the center, a cauldron boiling, foul-smelling potion. Peter Pettigrew stands beside it, holding a bundle. A rudimentary body, homunculus form, Voldemort's temporary vessel. He sees them appear, goes white. No, you're not supposed to be here yet. You're supposed to send the boy alone. Plans change, Wormtail, Sirius snarls. Voldemort's voice, high, cold, and human, speaks from the bundle. So, Potter brought friends. How unexpected. Death Eaters appeared in, 12 of them, surrounding the group. Lucius Malfoy, escaped from Britain, wanted fugitive. Bellatrix Lestrange, Antonin Dolohov, McNair, Rookwood, others. Kill them, Voldemort commands. All except the Potter boy. I want him alive, for now. The Death Eaters attack. But they're not facing unprepared children. They're facing the Marauders. Battle-tested, coordinated, lethal. James and Sirius fight back to back. 2 decades of partnership. They know each other's moves instinctively. James transfigures tombstones into shields, blasts Death Eaters with reductos. Sirius duels 3 at once. His black family battle magic, aggressive, brutal, effective. Remus fights with controlled fury, precision hexes. Disarming curses, Moody takes down 2 Death Eaters with a single stunner. Decades of Aurora experience. Dumbledore faces Bellatrix. She's cackling, throwing killing curses. He deflects them with conjured silverware transfigured mid-flight into shields. Harry and Hermione fight as a unit. Twin Protego. Their shield expands, covers the entire group, deflects a volley of curses. Twin Expelliarmus. 4 Death Eaters disarmed simultaneously. Voldemort watches from his cauldron, furious. This was supposed to be simple. 1 boy, not an army. Peter tries to complete the ritual anyway. Bone of the Father, unknowingly given, Sirius hits him with a blasting curse. Peter flies back, the ritual disrupted, the cauldron explodes, dark magic backlashes, Voldemort's homunculus body screams. The rudimentary form can't sustain itself without the ritual completion. It begins to dissolve. No, I was so close. Potter, this is your fault. The form disintegrates. Voldemort's soul, still anchored to his remaining Horcruxes, flees as a wraith, screaming, impotent. The Death Eaters, seeing their master defeated again, try to flee. Moody traps 3 with a conjured net. Dumbledore petrifies 2 more. James personally takes down Lucius Malfoy. That's for threatening my children. By the time the Aurors arrive, summoned by Dumbledore's Patronus, 10 Death Eaters are captured. Bellatrix and Rookwood escaped. But most of Voldemort's inner circle is in custody. The Little Hangleton siege is over. Voldemort's resurrection has failed. Again. Summer 1995, the Locket discovery. Back at Potter Manor. The family is processing the graveyard battle. Sirius paces. Voldemort's wraith form escaped. Again. He still has Horcruxes. We need to find them, destroy them, end this. We know about some of them, Hermione says. The diary destroyed. What else? Harry remembers. The locket. Uncle Sirius, you took a locket from Grimmauld Place. Gold. Serpentine S. Sirius freezes. I forgot about that. It's still in the warded chest. I meant to research it. They retrieve it. The moment Harry touches it, his scar burns. Horcrux, he says. Definitely. Dumbledore arrives that evening, examines the locket. Salazar Slytherin's locket. One of Voldemort's Horcruxes. We need to destroy it. How? James asks. Basilisk venom. Fiend fire. The sword of Gryffindor. Few substances can destroy a Horcrux. Harry grins. I know where to get basilisk venom. They return to Hogwarts. Harry descends to the chamber. Asks Silthara for a venom sample. For what purpose, young speaker? To destroy a piece of the Dark Lord's soul? The one who commanded you to kill. Then take freely. They destroy the locket using a vial of venom. The locket screams. Black smoke pours out. Dissipates. 1 Horcrux down. Fall 1995, the Horcrux hunt continues. Dumbledore shares his research. I believe Voldemort created 6 Horcruxes. The diary. The locket. A ring. I destroyed that one last year. And 3 more. Hufflepuff's cup, Ravenclaw's diadem, and his snake Nagini. Where are they? Hermione asks. The cup is in Bellatrix Lestrange's Gringotts vault. The diadem is hidden in Hogwarts. Nagini stays with Voldemort always. Sirius uses his Wizengamot authority and his Black family connection to the Lestrange line. Bellatrix was née Black. I request access to the Lestrange vault to retrieve a cursed object endangering public safety. The goblins, who hate dark objects contaminating their bank, agree. They descend to the vault. Find the cup among piles of gold. Retrieve it. Destroy it with fiend fire. Hermione casts it. Controlled, precise. He's explored it during 4th year. They find it. Destroy it. 4 Horcruxes destroyed. 2 remain, Nagini and Harry's scar. Winter 1995, the scar revelation, Dumbledore's office. Private meeting, James, Sirius, Remus, Harry, Hermione, and Dumbledore. There's something I must tell you, Dumbledore says. He looks ancient, tired. Harry, when Voldemort tried to kill you as a baby, he accidentally created a seventh Horcrux. In you, your scar. The room goes silent. Harry touches his forehead. I'm a Horcrux. The piece of soul is small, contained. It's why you can speak Parseltongue, why your scar hurts when Voldemort is near. James's face is white. How do we remove it? In the original prophecy interpretation, Harry would need to die. Absolutely not, James roars. However, Dumbledore continues, there may be another way. A ritual. To transfer the soul fragment from Harry into an object we can destroy. It's dangerous, painful, but possible. They research for months. Find the ritual in the Black family library. The transfer requires a willing vessel, they'll use a stone. Blood from the host, Harry, a binding circle. Extreme pain to shock the soul fragment. Loose, they perform the ritual in spring. Harry lies in the center of a runic circle. Hermione holds his hand. The ritual begins. Pain, searing. Harry screams. The soul fragment resists. Hermione channels her own magic, helps anchor Harry's soul while the fragment is pulled away. It works. The fragment transfers into the stone. They destroy it immediately. Harry collapses. Exhausted, but whole. It's gone. He whispers. I can feel it. The connection to Voldemort. It's gone. June 1996. The final battle, Voldemort, desperate and cornered, attacks Hogwarts. He arrives with his remaining Death Eaters. 30 of them, and Nagini. I will not be denied, he screams. I will kill Harry Potter. I will reclaim my immortality. But he's wrong about one thing. He's mortal now. Most of his Horcruxes destroyed. The Battle of Hogwarts begins. Students evacuate. The Order of the Phoenix arrives. Aurors. The DA, Dumbledore's army, students trained by Harry and Hermione. The castle becomes a war zone. Harry and Hermione fight together. Synchronized, perfect coordination. They face Death Eaters, duel them, win. Sirius duels Bellatrix. This time he's prepared. He's faster, stronger, he wins. Captures her. That's for 12 years of nightmares, Bella. James faces Lucius Malfoy, escaped from custody again. You threatened my children, multiple times. I'm done being merciful. He doesn't kill him, but Lucius will walk with a limp for the rest of his life. Dumbledore battles Voldemort directly. Elder Wand versus Yew Wand. The duel is spectacular. The castle shakes. But Voldemort is weaker, mortal, desperate. Harry and Hermione join the fight. Twin Expelliarmus. Voldemort's wand flies from his hand. He's disarmed. Nagini lunges at Harry, but Neville, brave, wonderful Neville, appears with the sword of Gryffindor. He beheads the serpent in one clean stroke. Voldemort's last Horcrux, destroyed. He's mortal, completely mortal. No, Voldemort whispers. No, this can't be. I am immortal, I am. Dumbledore's spell hits him. Not a killing curse, a stunning spell. Voldemort falls, unconscious. The Death Eaters, seeing their master defeated, surrender. The battle is won. Voldemort is taken to the Ministry. Tried. Executed by the Veil, the Department of Mystery's method for dealing with the worst criminals. Tom Riddle dies. Truly. Finally. The war is over. 5 years later, Harry and Hermione are 19, graduated from Hogwarts with perfect newts. They stand in the Great Hall, no longer students, honored guests. James Potter is head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement, reformed Auror training, implemented Marauder tactics. Sirius Black is chief warlock of the Wizengamot, cleaned out corruption, passed progressive legislation. Remus Lupin is deputy headmaster of Hogwarts, advocate for werewolf rights. Married to Tonks, Hermione Potter works in the Department of Magical Law, writing legislation, Muggle-born rights, creature rights, educational reform. Harry Potter teaches defense against the dark arts at Hogwarts. The curse is broken. Voldemort is dead. No more yearly turnover. He's good at teaching, patient, knowledgeable. Students love him. Ron Weasley is an Auror, partnered with Neville Longbottom, who became an Auror instead of herbology professor. They're excellent. Hermione Granger works in magical creature welfare, passing laws to protect house elves, centaurs, werewolves. The wizarding world is healing, changing, growing. The Potter Manor dinner, the family gathers. James, Sirius, Remus, Harry, Hermione Potter, Ron, Hermione Granger, Neville, Luna, Ginny. Lily's portrait watches from the wall, smiling. You did well, Portrait Lily says. All of you. You built something better. James raises his glass. To family. To those we lost. To those we saved. To the future. To family, they echo. Harry and Hermione Potter sit side by side, as they always have, as they always will. Two halves of a whole, synchronized souls, marauder heirs. They survived Voldemort, not because of destiny, not because of prophecy, because they had family, because they had training, because they had each other, and that made all the difference. Platform 9 3/4, September 1st, 2001. Harry and Hermione walk through the barrier, not as students, as professors returning after summer break. Students recognize them, point, whisper. That's Professor Potter, and Professor Potter. They defeated Voldemort when they were 16. Harry and Hermione smile, wave board the train. They pass a compartment, see first years. Nervous, excited. One looks up. Are you really Harry Potter? I am, and this is my sister, Hermione. What's your name? Colin. Colin Creevey. Nice to meet you, Colin. Hogwarts is wonderful. You're going to love it. They continue to the staff compartment. Neville, now Professor Longbottom, herbology, grins at them. Ready for another year? Always, they say together. The train pulls away from the platform. Below, James and Sirius wave. We did good, Prongs, Sirius says. Yeah, James agrees. We did. They apparate home. To Potter Manor, to Lily's portrait, to memories and hope. The Marauder's legacy isn't just survival, it's transformation. A world where children are safe, where Muggleborns have rights, where creatures are treated fairly, a world built on the principle that family, chosen or born, is worth fighting for, and that legacy will endure. Final scene, Harry's office at Hogwarts. Harry sits at his desk, grading essays, defense against the dark arts, 4th year. The door opens. Hermione enters. Students are getting better, she says. Your teaching is working. Our teaching. You help with curriculum. True. They sit in comfortable silence. 20 years of blood-bonded synchronization. They don't need words. Finally, Harry speaks. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if we'd grown up separated? Me with the Dursleys, you in the Muggle world. Sometimes, but not often. Why? Because it didn't happen. We grew up together, trained together, fought together, and we won together. Harry smiles. Together, always, they link pinkies, a childhood gesture maintained into adulthood. Outside, the sun sets over Hogwarts, casting golden light across the castle. A new generation of students learns, grows, prepares for a future brighter than the past. And in the Defense Against the Dark Arts office, 2 professors, siblings by magic, partners by choice, heroes by necessity, sit together, ready for whatever comes next, because they are marauders, and marauders never fight alone. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.